Hi. Today we're working on stretches that are safe for the low back. A lot of people get pain and tenderness in the low back, and that makes a lot of sense with the way our lifestyle can be. So, with so much sitting, whether it's computer or driving or watching TV or gaming, the low back muscles can get a little bit relaxed and weak. Same with our core. If our core is weak, it doesn't really safely protect the low back. So notice how many people, when they're lifting something or start to take on a new sport, they can tweak their low back. So we're going to work on some safe stretches for the low back today and also a little bit of strengthening the core to help support the low back so that the front and back body, are working together, supporting each other. Now, for our time together, what's kind of cool about this time, it's about 30 minutes, I believe. You can do the first part, you can do the first 10 minutes, the first 15 minutes and stop. Or if you have time, you can go the full 30 minutes and you'll get a really nice stretch and strengthening. What you'll need for our time together is a belt, a strap, a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a bathrobe belt or a tie or just anything, rope even, if or a long towel, but it needs to be fairly long. So you need a strap, a yoga strap, and you might like to have two blocks. If you don't have two blocks at home, you can use books or pillows. So this is optional. Some people will want to have those and some people won't. So when that time comes, you can make that decision. Okay, let's arrive here on our mats in this room in our bodies. So I'll invite you to sit with your spine straight. So if you're having back tenderness, back sensitivity, and if you typically sit like this, I'm going to invite you to bring your spine straight. And if it helps to sit on a cushion or a folded up blanket or a bolster, you can have something under your sit bones so that those hips tilt forward, spine is straight, hands are resting on the knees, the thighs, they're just relaxed and open. And as you breathe, see if you can soften the belly. So the belly opening, expanding on the inhale, gently contracting on the exhale. And you don't have to exaggerate that, but notice as you sit, and we'll do this just for about a minute, which can feel like an eternity. So just bear with me. Get my timer. Let's sit and breathe together for 1 minute. Eyes can close. Timer has started. Soften the belly. On the exhale, gently draw the navel in. We'll be quiet. I'll be quiet too. Here we go. Okay, and change. On your next inhale, you can take a deep, nourishing breath, and on the exhale, eyes can open. Did you notice a shift just in about a minute and 15 seconds of sitting in just softness and silence? It's really amazing what a minute can do to our nervous system. But now we're going to get right to the low back, gently supporting the low back. I met someone a couple weeks ago who was wanting some relief in their low back, but some of the way they were going about it was really cranking the low back and kind of aggravating that lumbar spine. So we want to protect our lumbar spine. We want to take good care of it. Think of this as a love letter to your spine today. So time to lie down, have your strap handy. Lie down on your back, and the first thing you'll do, so if you know that this is your lumbar spine, your low back, when you lie down, bring your knees into your chest. Head is down, so you're not doing a crunch. You're not lifting your head or shoulders. Head is down, supported by the floor. Knees come in toward the chest. And you can rock side to side here. And then take the palms on top of your knees and do some knee circles. So you're circling in one direction, massaging the low back. You're massaging the sacrum. That's a bone on the low back. It's a plate. And you're massaging that reverse direction. Saying hello to the low back, gentle. Whatever feels right. If you want to rock side to side or do those circles, this is just a way of taking care of the low back. And then we'll take our strap. So have your strap handy. Let that right leg get long on the floor all the way down. Extend the right leg. And you'll take the strap in both hands and take the strap, put it around the ball of your left foot. So the ball of your left foot, not the arch. So many people, I see so many people doing that. Instead of the ball, they bring it down to the arch of their foot. So have it right on that fleshy part under the toes. Take both ends of the strap, wrap it around your arms so that your arms are long. There's no efforting. There's no biceps or triceps working. The arms are long and the leg is straight. So the goal is not to get the leg perpendicular, straight up and down. The goal is to have a straight leg. So if the knee is bending here, lower the leg down. Lower the leg down as much as you need to get it straight. Once you're here, you might feel some compression in your hands because the strap is tightening around your fingers. But you shouldn't feel any tension or activation in the muscles. So the left leg is heavy. It's like a water log. It's like a solid piece of wood that's been soaked in water. It's just heavy, dead weight. Arms are not working. So there's no efforting. You're not trying to force the leg up higher. You should feel this. I know it's kind of ironic that we're taking care of the low back and we're stretching the leg. But let me just tell you, everything's connected, right? So we are actually supporting the low back by lengthening the back of this leg. And notice with my right leg, I'm going to invite that right leg, instead of flexing my right foot, I'm relaxing the foot. So the right leg is still. And for me, the hardest part about practicing this particular type of yoga, you could call it yin yoga, We're gently stretching the body, being still in the body. The hardest part of this is the mental chatter that it can bring up. So if you notice you're wanting to look at the time, or if you're wanting to fast forward, or if your mind's getting busy and you're thinking about, oh my gosh, I have so much to do today. What am I doing here? Come back to the breath. Use the breath. Remember that softening of the belly that we did at the beginning? Inhaling, just letting the belly soften. Exhale, gently contracting. We use the breath to quiet the body. And when the body gets still, this is like the gold coin here. When the body gets still, the mind can quiet. And that's how we settle the nervous system. I saw this quote that said, the greatest currency is a balanced and resourced nervous system. That is our health, is our wealth. And part of our health is our mental health and our nervous system health. Okay, we let this leg, this dead weight, hang nice and long. So now, keeping the leg high, we're going to change and bring both ends of the belt into our right hand. So I'm going to demonstrate this. The right hand takes both ends of the belt and the left arm opens at the shoulder in a T. Now, as slowly as you can possibly move, you'll bring your left leg over to the right. So slow. It's coming over the midline of the body. As soon as you feel sensation, and some of you might feel a lot of sensation in the glute, in the sciatic nerve area. As soon as you feel that, I want you to pause and breathe. I feel a lot happening right here. So I'm going to pause and breathe, allowing sensation to happen, inviting that opening, maybe turning my head to gaze over my left shoulder, and continuing slowly to bring my left leg over to the right, and pausing and breathing every time I go a little bit deeper. Using my breath to invite this opening. Now, some of you might feel a whole lot here, and that's normal. Some of you might not feel much at all. Okay, on your next inhale, change. Bring the leg back to center and change hands. So both ends of the strap going into the left hand, right arm opens in a T. On slowly opening the left leg to the left side. You might drop down to your left elbow, supporting the strap. So there might be some action in the arm now. Gaze might be over the right shoulder. And notice where you feel this. This is a deep opening in the adductor muscle. Again, you might be thinking, I thought this was a set for the low back. Well, just wait. Just wait. You will feel a lot of release in the low back after this series of stretches. I learned this series from a wonderful yoga teacher of mine in Santa Cruz, and she called it Healthy Back series. It was a hit. It was a big request in all of her classes. Okay, change. On your inhale, come back up to center. And once you do, bend your left knee, drop the strap, hug the left knee into the chest. So interlace your fingers, hug your left knee in, and circle your ankle both directions. Feels really good. And since we're here, let's do a supine twist. So gently guide that left knee all the way over to the right. So your left hip bone comes off the mat, shoulders stay on the mat, left arm opens, gaze over the left shoulder. A wringing out of the entire spine feels really nice. Again, notice where you feel it. Are you aware of feeling it in your shoulder joint, in your hip? Take an inhale here and gently, gently bring that left knee back. Extend the left leg. Bring your arms down at your sides, palms facing up. Eyes can close, and with your inner gaze, without peeking, notice if your left leg feels longer. When I close my eyes, my left leg feels about 1 inch longer than the right, just in my mind. Soften the belly and just relax. We'll do the other side in about 30 seconds. Okay, let's change. So remembering what we did on this side, we'll take both ends of the strap and put it around the ball of the right foot. Now you all know right where the ball of the right foot is. A lot of people know where it is, but they still don't put the strap on it. And wrap the strap several times around both hands. Get it just right. Wee-hoo. Okay, so notice if this side feels different. This side, I'm dealing with a lot of tightness on this side. So right away, I feel a lot on this side. Left leg is relaxed. So check out if you're flexing the left foot, just relax the left leg. Weight of the leg is solid, dead weight. Nothing going on here. So as you hang out here, literally, strap is doing the work, gravity's doing the work. The right leg is long and heavy. If you want to add a little bit of extra fun, you could flex the foot a little bit. So you could draw the toes back toward your face as you press the heel a little more up toward the ceiling. Now remember, the goal is not to get that leg perpendicular. Look at me. When I start to pull my leg up, my knee starts to bend. So you lower, you get about as high as you can while still keeping the leg straight. So you can flex if you want, or just have the leg be completely relaxed and heavy. You can close the eyes. The slower you can go and the more still you can get will be the deeper benefit for your muscles. So see if you can slow this down. Noticing where you feel it. Coming into the breath. Let's soften the belly. On the inhale, just softening the core. It's a beautiful practice of opening, of releasing, of surrender, of acceptance, of presence. You're practicing presence by checking in with how does your body feel? What are you aware of? When I close my eyes and get quiet, I hear all the birds outside. What do you hear? Few more breaths. Okay, let's take both ends now of the strap into the left hand. Right arm opens in a T, palm faces up, and slowly, microscopically slowly, start moving that right leg over to the left. Pausing the first time you feel sensation. When you feel sensation, stop and breathe. Maybe gazing over that right shoulder. Breathe into that sensation. For me, it's a really tight, so I'm just kind of using my strap to do a little bit of rocking motion. I had a friend who used to call this shiatsu yoga, and he would just bang his hip wherever he was feeling sensation. You don't have to get that drastic. You can just relax and release, maybe even giving a little more slack in the strap to lower down, lower down. There's no need to come all the way down. We're just going to the place where you feel sensation. It could feel really intense. You're just going to pause and breathe. Letting it go. On your next inhale, come back to center. And this time, change hands. Wrapping the strap around the right hand, left arm opens in a T. And as you open that right leg over to the right, you might drop down to the elbow as it supports the strap. So there's this action happening in the arm. Gaze might be over the left shoulder. Really feel that opening. My foot is right in your face. Sorry about that. So we're opening and really feel that action, that opening in the inner thigh, the adductor muscle. Deep, deep release. Feels really nice. You can also do a little rocking, whatever feels right, whatever feels good. And change. On your inhale, lift that right leg back to center. And here's where you'll bend the right knee, get rid of the strap. We're done with the strap. Interlace your fingers, hug the right knee into your chest, circling the ankle. So ankle bone got really compressed with the strap. Now that bone is getting flushed with oxygenated blood, that joint. Ankle joint, sorry, not ankle bone. Ankle joint getting compressed with oxygenated blood, nice circulation happening in there. And let's gently guide right knee over to the left, right arm open. So you might gaze over the right. So this is a supine twist, this beautiful wringing out of the entire spine, including the low back. Right hip comes off the mat. Shoulders stay on the mat, supine twist. Sometimes in yoga, at the end of yoga, we do this, and often it's kind of a quick, like, okay, guide the knee over, come out. So we just have a little time here. We have a little luxury of space. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, gently guide the right knee back. Extend the right leg. Arms come down to the sides. Palms face up. And pause here. Eyes can close. Notice if your right leg and left leg feel the same length. Hopefully they do. You can just lie here if you're able to for a few more breaths before we move into the next stretch. And if this is all the time you have today, this is a great stopping point. Just doing this actually does take care of the low back and lengthen the lower half of the body, giving you that nice flexibility and feeling of space. If you have time, we'll move on with the next portion, which is about the same amount of time, although things happen a little more quickly and there's a little more core strengthening. And don't skip that if you're not able to do the whole thing today. Come back and do the second part tomorrow. All right, let's change. For those of you on your back, stay on your back. And as you're on your back, knees bend. So bring your knees, bend your knees, bring your soles of your feet onto the mat. Maybe walk the heels closer to the sit bone so your fingers graze the backs of your heels. And we're going to give a little love to our lumbar spine, our low back. So naturally, the low back usually has a little curve in it. And so if you were to tuck your tailbone, it's really subtle, you'll press the low back into the mat. So everyone do that. Just take your tailbone, tuck your tailbone, and press your low back into the mat. So see how that feels. Notice, and then when you release, when there's no efforting at all, the curve comes back. The little curve comes back. And that's natural. And it's natural to have that gentle curve. So I'm doing that so you have some awareness of that lumbar curve. Mm-hmm. So one thing you can do if you're having an achy low back and you want to give it a little love, you can lie here and do exactly what we're doing. Lie on your back, bend your knees, and just tilt your tailbone, tuck the pelvis, and press your low back into the mat. And release. So coming into bringing your knees up, we'll come into happy baby. So happy baby typically is people grabbing their big toes with their peace fingers or holding the outside of their foot. But often if you have tight hamstrings or your back is sore, a lot of people kind of come up off the mat in order to reach their feet. So if your head or neck is coming off the mat to do that, use a bolster or a pillow so that you're not using your neck and shoulders to get into this position. In fact, this can feel really supportive and nice and let you do this. But this is a little bit of a different happy baby. When you grab your big toes, what I'd like you to do is press. Remember that action of pressing the low back into the mat? So as you press the low back into the mat, your whole entire spine is lengthening. Feeling the support. And now maybe you'll pull your knees out a little more toward your armpits. So you're getting into the hips and the hip flexors. Those are the muscles that connect your spine to your hips. And those are also muscles that are considered the waist muscles, and they're also connected to the low back. So we're getting a little bit of a hip opener here, but we're staying active by keeping the low back, the lumbar spine, pressed into the mat. So see if you can do that. And then come on back, bring your feet down to the mat, maybe walk the heels a little bit closer so your hands can graze. We're going to do a little bit of core strengthening to support the low back. Walk your heels together. So instead of having your feet hip width apart, they're together in the center. So it's going to look like this. All right. So now on your inhale, you'll tuck your tailbone and press through the soles of your feet, lifting your sit bones off the mat, coming into a bridge. So you're lifting up as high as you can. Feet are together toward the center, and you'll extend your left leg out. So right away, glutes firing, Transverse abdominals firing. We'll lift and lower our left leg 10 times. So lift and lower. This is 3. Maybe it's 4 if you started with me. But we'll do 5. 5 more here. Strengthening the abdominal muscles in order to protect the low back. Last one. Lift and lower. Nice. Bring that left foot down. Get it more toward the center as you extend the right leg out. We'll lift and lower 10 times. It's really hard for me to count while we do this, while I talk. 5 more. I'm counting. Last one. All right, and lower down, and then slowly lower down 1 vertebra at a time. Lower, 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 and lengthen the legs. After you do that, take a breath, bend the knees, and do some knee circles. So we're saying hello to the sacrum, allowing for some gentle and loving stretch here. And however you'd like, you can come on up. And we'll come into tabletop. So tabletop, hands and knees. Just gave you a little clue of what we're doing next. So in tabletop, hands are directly under the shoulders, knees directly under the hips. So right here, this is considered a neutral spine, a flat back. On the inhale, you lower the belly down, looking up. This is cow. On the exhale, arching the back, tucking the chin, cat. So a really beautiful spinal flex. Let's take this inhale, exhale. You can go at your own pace. Inhaling and exhaling in your cat-cow. Flexing the spine. Noticing how this is feeling in the low back. And if it's feeling tender, if the low back is feeling tender, I would invite you, instead of coming into this back bend of cow, just going from cat into flat, neutral spine. So you're protecting the lumbar curve. You're not overdoing it. Because when your belly sinks down and you open the sit bones, there's a lot of pressure in the low back. So take care of your low back. Use your own judgment on that. So are you sinking all the way down into cow, or just coming into flat back? You can, for the next 5 or so breaths, make this your own. You might turn side to side. Some of you might like to tuck the toes and do more of a circular cat-cow. So inhaling back, exhaling forward. See how this feels. And see what feels best in your back. If you are doing circular, you might want to change direction. And everyone take one more inhale, exhale. So wherever you're at, finish off. And now bring your knees as wide as the mat and bring your big toes to touch. Push back, bringing your sit bones onto your heels as you walk your hands out in front, drawing your forehead down to the mat. Child's pose. Stay here. This is a deep, beautiful decompression of the low back. We'll be here for 1 minute.
15 more seconds. All right, and just for a few seconds, stay low and walk your hands over to the right. So you're bringing your torso over the right quad. And if you'd like to deepen that stretch, take the left arm and cross it over the right wrist. So you're opening from the waist all along that low back up into the ribs, using the breath, inhaling and exhaling. One more inhale, exhale here. On your next inhale, change. Walk the hands back to center and over to the left. Bringing the torso over the left quad, noticing that opening and stretch on the right side, taking the right arm, crossing it over the left wrist. Surrendering here. One more inhale, exhale. On your next inhale, walk the hands back to center. Push yourself up. 2 more stretches. One is a core strengthener and one is a low back decompressor. So the next thing we'll do is we'll do a core strengthener. We'll come into a plank and you'll have an option. We'll do either a knee plank where if you're on your hands and knees, you'll just walk your hands out further and let your back be straight. I don't look very straight, but I feel straight. That for 1 minute, or you'll tuck your toes under, lifting the knees, and we'll go for 1 minute. Are you ready? Let's come into that plank. And why are we doing this plank? We're doing this to strengthen our core, which will support our low back. Now, I find this very helpful. When I'm in a plank, it helps me to smile. So you can try that out. It's really funny when I smile in a plank. It gives me a little extra oomph and I'm able to be in it. We're halfway through. We've got 30 more seconds. Reaching back behind the heels, feeling the support of our hands underneath us. Nice straight body, solid plank of wood. 15 more seconds. Are you smiling? All right, 3, 2, 1. Come on down to your knees. Nice job. Keep your knees about hip width apart and push back onto your heels. Hands can come behind us. Baby pose. Catching your breath. Relaxing and releasing the low back, the glutes. All right, on your inhale, come on up to seated and we'll do our final stretch of this time together. It's a low back decompressor, and this is where you might want to have blocks. It's really up to you. It's butterfly pose where we bring the soles of our feet together. And again, if it helps to sit on a cushion or a blanket to raise our hips up a little higher just to get that forward tilt
You're welcome to do that. So once you come into butterfly with the soles of your feet together, if you knew that we're going to be in this for 3 minutes, which we are, you might like to have a block under your thighs. So when those leg bones are supported, it gives us a little more opportunity to release and let go. And instead of having the heels close to the groin, I'm going to invite you to have your feet further apart. So they're further away. And that gets more into the hamstrings, even as we're releasing the low back. So instead of having my feet up here, I'm going to invite more of a diamond shape. And you can choose to have some support under the thighs or not. Hands on shins, feet or ankles on the inhale. We'll reach the crown of the head up, lengthening the spine. On the exhale, chin drops. Spine starts to round. So this is where we're protecting the low back, lowering down, hanging out. Your hands might walk out a little further. And as you hang, see if you can soften the belly on the inhale. On the exhale, notice there's a little more dropping forward. Let the head hang and be heavy so that it can partner with gravity. Hanging the head, the weight of your head, the head weighs about 13 pounds on average, just depends, but the weight of your head hanging like that with gravity is inviting every ligament along each vertebra on your spine to lengthen. So you're slowly dropping in. So spine is lengthening with each vertebra. The low back is getting decompressed. Hip flexors are gently getting some opening. And the body is relaxing. Stay here. See if you can be completely still. No bouncing, no efforting, just complete surrender, complete folding forward. Use the breath. Use the breath. Remembering that relationship of breath, inviting body to get quiet, supports the mind in getting still. And change. On your inhale, slowly push yourself up. Head is the last thing to come up. Hands can draw the knees together if you'd like. Bringing your feet hip width apart, arms behind you. You can drop your knees side to side a few times. Windshield wipering the knees takes care of the low back. We just had a very big forward fold in the low back. So we're coming back online, coming back together. Let's bring our feet across our legs and we'll close. So bringing your hands together, palms together, thumbs pressing into the sternum right here, Anjali Mudra. Let's take a few breaths. Let your chin drop. We'll bow forward. Thank you. Hope your back feels better.